If you call my grandmother on any given day and ask her what she did that day, chances are that she'll say something along the lines of, "Oh, I've just been a lazy bum today." But in reality, she probably went on a multiple mile walk with her friends that morning, did some yard work, cooked some lunch, read an entire book, talked on the phone with different children and grandchildren, and may have even volunteered at the local library. If doing all of that at her age still qualifies you as a lazy bum, then I don't even want to think of what that makes me when I can't even accomplish a fraction of that at 24 years old. Today, on the 90th birthday of my grandmother, Dulie Boxx, I hope that we can take some time to reflect on the amazing example that she has been and continues to be each and every day for every one of us. I know that I personally have always felt her love and her devotion to our family. Growing up, I probably spent just as much time at my grandmother's house as my own house, if not more. Both of my parents worked full-time, so when I was just a few months old, she began to take care of me every day while my parents were away. Taking care of a newborn baby when you're in your late 60s is definitely not the easiest thing, though to be fair, it was probably more difficult when I was a toddler. I know there was one instance where I had made quite a mess with my toys and refused to put them away. Naturally, my grandmother told me that if I didn't pick them up, I would have to go to timeout. I thought that sounded like a great idea, so I went to timeout while I watched my grandmother pick up the mess that I had made from the comfort of my timeout chair. Despite antics like this, not once did I ever question whether my grandmother was happy to have me over at her house or not. I always felt immensely loved by her. When I got a little older, I would go to school until around 2:30 in the afternoon. My mom would pick me up, and then we would meet my grandmother back at my mom's office. Every day, my grandmother would make the 20-minute drive in her 1985 Corolla to pick me up and take me back to her house while my mom finished work. She did this for about 10 years straight. I didn't really think much of it at the time, but when I look back on it now, I realize just how big of a commitment it really was. She dedicated a significant part of her day, every day, just for me. And she really did make every day feel special, even when it was just the simplest things that made it special. She showed me how to make a really good bean burrito, or as she likes to call them, bean burritas. To this day, I still attribute my love of burritos to her. She would never hesitate to get a Little Caesars pizza and watch a movie with me. And sometimes she would just come outside and watch me play baseball with the other neighborhood kids. She really works hard to show me that she cared, to make my life better, and to make me feel loved. Did I mention that in the middle of all this, she still held down a part-time job at Macy's? I honestly don't know how she was able to work her schedule to be able to do all of the things that she did, and to still have so much energy at her age to be able to do them well. It truly boggles my mind. She may be retired now and not be taking care of children on a daily basis, but she still is able to accomplish an incredible amount every day, and she still takes care of my nieces from time to time, who are quite the handful. Her hard work keeps us on our toes as well. I don't know too many 90-year-olds for whom you have to preemptively do yard work and chores around their house to prevent them from trying to do them alone. Most 90-year-olds probably wouldn't even think to try to saw dead limbs from their palm trees. But then again, my grandmother is not like most 90-year-olds. No part of her spirit has declined with age. She is just as hard of a worker as she was when I was born. She still has one of the best senses of humor I've ever seen. And most importantly, her dedication to and love for our family has only grown stronger. When I was growing up, she and I would always joke that she was going to live to at least 100. When she turned 70, I reassured her she still had 30 more years. When she turned 80, I told her there's nothing to worry about. She still had 20 more years. So today, on her 90th birthday, to my grandmother, I say, 10 more years, at least. I love you, grandmother.